So we are going to get into the messages for whomever it may concern. Did they declare war, honey? That was a bad idea? I think that was a bad idea. What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages? What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages? So, there's a spirit guide. She's saying that somebody needs to be more optimistic. She says you need to be more optimistic. She's not talking to me. Okay. So we have the death card that fell out in reverse here. What are the messages? I'm not picking up anything from that death card. It kind of seems like the inevitable, but somebody is trying to hold on. They just cannot let go. You know, I feel like there's a lot of humiliation around this situation with this person. It's like, I mean, it's like they feel defeated. They've been defeated in some kind of way. You know, the way that they do things is very like conning. You know, like I guess they was being a perpetrator or some type of fraud, a fake or a phony, and it's like they got found out and they are really upset about that. Okay. So this person, they're dealing with a lot of sadness. You know, when I say sadness, it's like it's a deep rooted sadness because it's like this person has no love for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so obviously they depend on other people and they depend on validation for people to give them attention, for people to praise them, for people to like kiss their ass and stuff. It's, you know, this is what gives them a false sense of self-love. But this is the death card, so it's a lesson that needs to be learned, a transformation. It's like God is trying to tell this person, you know, it's time to switch it up. It's time to change. It's time, you know, like change is the inevitable. Change is here, but this person is not letting go. So the thing is that because this person has been humiliated, it's like, and I, you know, if people have turned on them, it's like they're turning on themselves too. So they're self-destructing. Okay, so now we have the Wheel of Fortune in the position of your crown. Right, we have the Hierophant here in reverse. That is the test of character. This person is false. It has a lot to do when it comes to gurus, religion, spiritualists. You know, people had questions for this person. People, you know, I just feel like people put this person to the test or something. You know, this person may have had some type of occult. You know, like if it's an occult, you know, the whole coven or the whole occult is falling apart. Like they have their false witness. They have their, I don't know, I said false witness, but this person is false. There's a lot of confusion here. But then, okay, so change, right? We talked about change. That is the Wheel of Fortune. So that is what you know is here. That is what you know is coming. Okay, so this is the portal. So the portal opens. You have the Knight of Wands, which is also represented by the Angel of Music in my creator's deck. Okay, so this is a spirit guide. You got one person moving out and you got another person moving in. So your crown is not to be fucked with right now. Like if anybody tries to touch your crown or try to come up against you, they will experience loss and misfortune. And individuals that you choose to give good thoughts to, good feelings to, or whoever you have some type of positive emotional effect on, they are going to experience fortune and blissful change. And the Wheel of Fortune is going to represent the miracle. So it don't matter what somebody's situation look like. You could be down to your last dollar. But it's like when God performs a miracle, it's a goddamn miracle. So, you know, what your spirit team is telling you, what your guides, what everybody's telling you is that you are a miracle, and you are someone who can perform miracles for people if they are receptive to you, if they are receptive to the spirit of you and your spirit guides. So they have to be accepting of who you are. Okay, so you have Hierophant in reverse, Seven of Swords in reverse, lies have backfired, exposure has happened. Then we have the King of Cups in reverse. So I think that this person, this person distracts people with their emotional state. So if this person possesses emotional intelligence, then you're distracted by their emotions, and it's like their mind is somewhere else, or their mind is up to something else. So what they are showing you is one thing, and from what they show you, it makes you feel something, right? But who they are and what they're really up to, it's been exposed. Okay, this person was under judgment. This covenant was under judgment. They did not tell the truth. They got caught in their lie. So I mean, judgment day is over. Like somebody is upset. So this death card in reverse is connected to the Hierophant. um I just fucked up way too bad. Like it looked like somebody, didn't we talk about a war? It looked like somebody tried to declare some type of war on you. This was kind of like their last desperate attempt. It's kind of like all or nothing. And the thing is that this was too late. This was too late. When you're under judgment, you know, it's for you. Uh-oh, I hear them sirens, ancestors out there doing work. When you're under judgment, it is because whatever you claim or whatever you say, it has already been looked into. So if you lie, you're not going to be caught out for your lie, but it's like you're going to be observed and investigated. So it's like somebody know that you're lying, and then you end up lying. And you're trying to make it seem like you're not lying, but they already have the truth. Okay, so in a practical sense, if this has something to do with court, people lie under oath. They lied to officials. They lied to the judge. I'm just picking up under oath. Okay, but it's like they lied to everybody. They lied to authorities. They lied to lawyers. They lied to judges. They lied to everybody. Everybody found out. This person may be a professional in the court system. It could have something to do with any institution. It doesn't matter. A school institute, a school, a correctional facility, anything. And there were other people involved in this situation, and they followed whoever they followed. But I heard, it's like they tried to wage a war. But it was just like, you already got found out. Like motherfuckers already knew you was planning to wage this war, and they knew that it was not going to work. And so it's kind of like they were testing your spirit, they were testing your character, they were testing your discernment. So somebody has been found out, and I'm talking to whoever the opposition is. So it's kind of like whatever position that you hold, you have been shown like mentally you are not capable for that position. So I mean, something gonna happen. Somebody getting booted out. Somebody might be getting demoted. Somebody gonna have to step down. My thing is that it's so unfortunate because of other individuals who get involved. People, they follow you because they trust you. Trust is a very big thing. It's so easy to lose and very hard to gain back. And even in the times to where you feel shaky or nervous to tell the truth, integrity will suffice just as well. So who this reading is for, like I said, it's miracles. Like, get prepared. You may be going through things, and you may have been going through things, and it may be look like, because I picked up like optimism. Now I have picked up that there's a man and he is in love with this woman, but it's just like it's unbelievable to him. It's like it's unbelievable. So one minute he's in it, and then the next minute it's kind of like it's like one minute he's optimistic, and then the next minute it's like he's pessimistic. And his pessimism is stronger. So there's more negativity than there is positivity within his brain, within his way of thinking. So I don't know if that man is in here somewhere. I don't know if he's in here somewhere. Like, but I picked it up. I picked up, then on top of that, it's like he wants to fall into like the victim mentality. So, my thing is brother, either you gonna get it together or you ain't. You gonna miss the train because it's pulling out. Okay, the tracks is 5 miles down the road. There's the tracks are being lifted and destroyed. This train got to get to moving. So either you gonna hop on this train, or you gonna be sitting there when the destruction comes. You gonna get caught up in that. Okay, so anyway, for who this reading this for, you are going to be dealing with some distractions, but they're going to be healthy distractions. Okay, so you may see 4 a lot. Okay, 44, or you just may see a lot of 4s. This is when the angels are communicating with you. Okay. Ooh. Archangel Michael is going to represent the judgment card, which is discernment. So, Michael has already stepped up in here. Okay, so now it's kind of like you're going to be learning how to communicate with other angels. Okay, not necessarily, well, angels can be spirit guides too, but it's more so of, it's not necessarily a mission. It's kind of like living, so there may be downtime. Things may change to where you may have a lot of time to yourself. You may have a lot of time to do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's not about working. It's not about grinding. It's about living. It's about reconnecting, grounding, rebooting. Because I have a feeling the universe has a surprise for you. Of course, I'm not seeing it because they know I'm going to tell you. So, of course, I'll be blinded. But the Wheel of Fortune is also the destiny card. You're on your destiny. You're on your path to your destiny. Sometimes God got to move you off the path because it's people jumping on your path. So this got something to do too with that man that I'm picking up on. The man, when I gave the example of the train, this is what it is. So you're on your path. That train, that railroad, whatever, that is your path. So God has sent in a train to accelerate you. So it's just like, because they're trying to jump on your path and destroy it. So this is not you. You're not somebody who's on foot, which means that you're already pretty evolved within your evolution. Like nobody can take anything from you. So it's kind of like they're trying to, instead of trying to walk your path, they're trying to destroy it. But the thing is that they're so far in your past that, it really don't matter. So you may have some past people. It's like it's been years. And all of a sudden, these individuals just decide that they want to have problems and issues with you. So, if you lived in a neighborhood and you moved out of that neighborhood, you moved on with your life, these individuals, it's like these people are from your neighborhood. These are people maybe you went to school with, maybe you grew up with, maybe you started early on within your journey with. I told you, like sometimes you just got to leave motherfuckers behind. Because where you're trying to grow, where you're trying to go, grow, go, these people will only keep you held back. If you were questioning, if you question your character or yourself when dealing with these people, because you know how some people are like, oh, you switched up, you changed up, you ain't the same, blah 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 blah. Like, we coming after you. This is that. My thing. What they're doing is showing why they couldn't go with you. So if you were straggling, because I pick up something here about survivor's guilt, like some type of survivor's guilt, but it's just like, well, look how far you've come, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't an easy way. Now your past is trying to catch up with you, So here comes this train. This train going to take you further. They're going to be, whatever they're trying to do, whatever. I mean, they're going to be blocked. Like, something is going to happen to these people. They're not going to continue to do this for the rest of your life. It may feel like you're running, but you're not running. God is trying to accelerate you. So you need to get going. And the thing is that you got it easy, because all you got to do is sit back and enjoy the ride. Don't worry so much about the destination, like where your next destination is. Enjoy the ride. There may be people on this train that you meet that are very significant. We got something here about your angels, right? So if you're on this trip, you're on this train, and let's say, it's going to be a couple of hours before you get to your next stop. Well, within those couple of hours, you may run into individuals. These people are going to be your angels. They're going to be your spirit guides. They're going to be projecting through these people. So this is a way as to how your angels are going to help to communicate with you. So if you think about it, if you're on a train, it's like you're kind of boxed in. So to where you may feel limited, being limited is what you need in order to be able to see them. Like, how can your angels, I mean, like, if you're in a big field with a whole bunch of people, I mean, that's just too much. Yeah, your angels can find you, they can get to you, but come on now. So it's not going to be a lot of people. It's not going to be I just feel like you're going to feel limited. You're going to feel it's like it's a tight space. Remember, whatever you have to go through is only temporary at this time. God is performing miracles for you. You need to get out of the way. God has already taken care of your destination. When you arrive, you're going to be good. So now God needs you out of the way, and God needs you to get on that train so that God and your spirit team can take care of the rest of these people. You're very important. Emotionally, it's like I just pick up that you think feminine. Rather you're a man, rather you're a woman, you think feminine. Like the stars love your mind. This is going to be a reflection. If you are a man, women love your mind. They love the way you think. They love the way you speak to them. They love the way you look, the way you nurture, the way, it's like you're a friend, a lover, a authoritative figure like a father, a nurturer like a mother. You are so much. The spirit guys love your mind. So that is a reflection, like women are reflecting. So if you are a woman, the same thing goes for you. Okay. It's like other women love the way that you think. You have some type of influence. When it comes to women and women, it's more insightful. It's like you help women in different ways. Like women who are more feminine minded, so they're more creative, more outside of the box. They're not like necessarily like worldly women and independent and all this type of stuff, but you help them to appreciate who they are. Even when it comes to more modern day independent, more aggressive masculine women, they enjoy it too, because you help remind them that even though they are empowered and they're stepping in their power, that they are still a woman and still deserve to think like one and feel like one and feel beautiful about that, not feeling any type of guilt. not feeling any type of guilt for who they are, what they want, or their desires. And I just feel like it's very insightful. You give women something to think about as a woman. It's real powerful up in here, honey. Oh my goodness. It's the energy is just so freaking big. It's so freaking big. Somebody is about to be eating good. Somebody is about to be eating good. I'm talking about I just see like this setup. It's got like finger foods. It's a couture. I think that's how you say it, couture. It's like couture boards. It's like a chocolate fountain. It looks like wine and fruits and vegetables. I do see some seafood. I see some lobster and crab tails. Not crab tails, but crab legs. Oh man. It's lots. I just pick up, it's lots of food. This could also represent somebody coming home with a whole bunch of groceries that they didn't know or wasn't expecting. Okay, this has a lot to do with food. Somebody, you may visit somebody may take you out, you may explore a new different type of food, but it's food because it's like a lot of eights. Eights represent abundance. So anytime to where I see a lot of eights, it's like triple eights, I always say thank you because I know it's about to be a feast. Okay. So I need you to get optimistic. I need you to get more happier. I don't know. I mean, that's talking to that man. I don't know if you are the person for this reading or if it's somebody else. There's quite a few people here, you know, quite a few people here. So there's going to be a new vision. There may be new opportunities. My thing is that God does not want you to take any worldly opportunities, right? Because you have to stay focused on your angels right now. What I told you, it's not about the hustle and bustle or the grind. It's about living and having these experiences. So you're going to have some experiences. You may experience, a lot of women, a couple of women. These are your angels and your spirit guides. They're going to connect to you. They may, well, whatever, I'm not going to say, because I was going to say they may not spend the whole experience there with you, but I don't want to say, because they may spend the whole experience. With me, because I have so many spirit guides, they always pop in and out. You know what I'm saying? I've had a couple of experiences to where I may have spent like a day with a spirit guide, but that's pretty rare. When I meet certain people, I can see them popping in and out of that person. You know, it's usually, always somebody that you really don't expect too. You know what I mean? So it's okay. Like you may feel confused about something. You may run into somebody and y'all may have an experience. This could be an ex. This could be somebody that maybe you need to reconcile with. So when you run into this person, let's say you're at a club or it's a good time, there's some type of event, but everybody's feeling good. Everybody's on high vibration. So whatever has happened with the two of you in the past, it doesn't matter. You're not talking about that right now. You know, you're also not talking about the future, like what's going to happen with us now. This is about being in the now, being present, living in the moment. We experience anxiety a lot of the times when we're too worried about the past or the future. So, we're in those places, but we're not in the present. When we are not present, we're not necessarily living. So that's why I say it's time to live. Okay. I feel like this is actually practice. You need the practice for when you reach your destination. Because when you reach the destination, it's going to require for you to be in full faith. So I'm going to tell you about this experience that I had with this guy. You know, I rode in his car and this man's seatbelt was broke. Like I would never ride in somebody's fucking car and the goddamn seatbelt is broke. I was so upset about that. because it just kind of showed like irresponsible. I can be really hard and critical sometimes, especially when it comes to my safety, because I just feel like as a man, for one, you should not be riding me 30 minutes away from my home and you don't have no seatbelt. And then you got shit piled up in the back to where I can't even sit in the back and buckle in. I don't be playing about my safety. Like, I be real serious. Like, God told me, God was like, trust, 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 trust. And I'm just like, okay, fine. But after that experience, I mean, I was really upset. But I'm going to tell you, right? From my house to his house, I just allowed myself to let go. And I enjoyed the ride with him. Because normally, I'm trying to tell you, I would have cursed him out right then and there. I would have told him, I'm not getting in this raggedy ass, fucked up ass car that don't have no seatbelt. Like, I don't really care about the car being raggedy. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in some raggedy ass cars, but I'm just saying, I would have been like, But I allowed myself to trust and I allowed myself to be present with him during that ride. So, there's, don't try to be so much in control is what I'm saying. Don't be so bougie. Don't be so nitpick, because you might not be in the best. If you're somebody to where you're used to riding first class or business, well, situations call for you to ride coach. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but be present, because your angels are going to be there helping you along the way, smoothing out the ride. Be grateful. Relax. Everything is working for you. Nothing is working against you. You are on your way to your blessing. God has already set everything up for you. I can tell that you've been through a lot of stuff. It's your energy is just very untrusting. But for this next level up within your life, you are going to need to relax, because you will lose the gratitude. When you lose the gratitude, you become impatient. Everything bothers you. You can't enjoy anything. If you're a man and it's like you can't do what you want to do things the way in which that you want to do for somebody, well, you need to understand it's not about what you can do for motherfuckers. For one, sometimes you got to let somebody do something for you. And then for two, it's kind of like it's about you. You understand what I'm saying? If you get on that train, let's say this is not going to happen, but listen to what I'm saying. Let's say you get on a train and the train, there's an accident. You told this person, I'm coming, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That makes it, that person is not looking forward to you coming. They're looking forward to the things that you're going to do, right? So let's say if the train gets into an accident, now you can't come. And that person say, man, now we can't do this, now we can't do that. Think about that. That's fucked up. I just told you the train got into an accident and that was your first response. Instead of, oh my God, are you okay? There was a guy, there was a young man that I had dated like years ago, and we had separated for a little bit. And when I came back into his life, he was upset. He was just like, I just had a car. He was like, I had a car. I just got into an accident. And he was really beating himself up. He was just like, yeah, because when you know me, when we was hanging out, I ain't have no car. I ain't have this and that. He was like, now you back. He was like, I don't have anything. And I had told him, he's sitting up there talking that shit. I'm just like, I'm glad you're okay. So when I said that, it's like it just stunned him. He just stopped and he got like this super glossy look in his eye. And he was just like, well, thank you. I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm glad you are okay. So, I mean, come on now. Right. Yeah. Gotta get ready. You are good enough. You are enough. All right. So look, we're going to close off this reading and I'm going to leave you, I'm going to leave you with a little something, just so you can understand that I can relate to your feelings. Okay. But we going to end it. We going to wrap it up here. So until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.